I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
I had no prior knowledge of the planned assault on Nancy Kerrigan.
I am deeply sorry for my irresponsible and selfish behavior I engaged in.
Hi, we're back. It's Oops the Podcast. A little loud, sorry. Too loud? We're back. Chris is excited.
Chris
he gave
is
me a
sound of
little
excitement.
woo, and he's got the headphones on, so I was worried I was blasting out his eardrums. Here with Julio as ever, and Chris. G, how are you, my friend?
What up, dude?
It's been a little while since I've seen you.
I know. Do I look tan?
You look great.
I got a little.
Did you get a haircut?
Like before I left.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But dude, I got tan. Like I got body tan. Like my stomach is currently tan.
Wow.
Which I don't know if I've ever done before. This is the first like real vacation I've ever gone on.
That's so strange. You're an Italian. I always feel like you would probably have the olive complexion, you know, right? Just a breath away.
Right. Yeah, no, it takes a little bit of work for me, but I was able to make some strides.
Okay. How was it? Give me the skinny.
Dude, it was fantastic. You know, like what a fun time. I mean, it was like such a like we really had a special time in this island called Milos.
Mm-hmm.
And at first it kind of started off as like a complication because, so I rented a car, I had arranged it in advance. We land at the airport and the car place is like, where are you guys staying? And I told them the place is called Milos Cove. It's this like new hotel. It's really sick. Anyway, the guy's like, oh, sorry. Like we won't rent you a regular car for Milos Cove. You need an SUV. And I was like, why? He's like, the roads are just so bad. And I was like, oh, fuck. And the SUV was like more than twice as much money.
Oof.
But I was like, whatever, I'm on vacation. It's fine. Like, it's whatever. So we do it. We set off on this drive to find this hotel and the roads were really bad. But then the final road to the hotel, dude, is just like absolutely terrible. Like the worst road I've ever driven on. I was like, there's no way I'm getting my deposit back for the car. And I didn't even realize, like at first he inspected the car to be a homie, to be like, I'm going to mark every single nick because you're going to fuck the car up maybe. And I don't want them to blame you. So like 10-minute inspection. We get there and we're kind of like looking at each other. We don't want to say it. We don't want to be like, did we fuck up? You know what I mean? We're like, this is our vacation. We're not going to put that out there right now. I see Hillary a little stressed as the cars, boom, boom. It's like just the absolute worst roads, man. And like I've driven sort of in like rural Africa. Like those roads are really bad. It was like comparable to that.
Wow.
We finally get to the hotel, dude. We go in the lobby. The lobby's pretty sick. Well, okay, whatever. And then they like walk us out to the pool and we were just absolutely blown away by how sick it was.
I mean, the pictures you posted were mouth-watering.
They were sick, right? I mean, dude, it was like incredible infinity pool on a cliff situation, but like direct beach access to, like you could walk right out on the beach in 30 seconds.
Unbelievable.
Like just a really special place. And we really enjoyed it, man.
Was it pretty expensive?
Sort of, but like not like same bar. It's expensive. You know what I mean? Like expensive, but like not like I was impressed with how sick the hotel was based on how much we had paid.
Got it.
It was obviously expensive, but we also paid for it in 2020. You know what I mean? So it was nice to have paid a significant portion of.
Yeah. You almost feel like you're getting it for free at that point.
Yeah, dude. I mean, pretty crazy. So, I mean, we ended up 3-4 days later before we went to the next island, we returned the car somehow with no damage.
Wow.
And it was an absolute miracle.
Were you using it to drive around while you were staying at the hotel?
I mean, we were driving around the island.
Yeah.
We rented cars in both places, and I definitely recommend that if you can drive stick and if you...
But you can't.
I can.
You can?
Yeah.
I thought you could not.
I can drive stick. I cannot roll a joint. Back to that discussion.
I didn't have those two things confused.
But those are
that's what we were talking about.
We've talked about those things too. No,
okay.
I can't. I drive stick well. You know, not to fucking.
That's cool. That's cool. It's cool. Me too. Me too.
Really?
Uh-huh,
Oh, I didn't know that. Dope.
Yeah, I grew up plowing our long driveway with the John Deere tractor. Which is, yeah, it's four gears.
Oh, cool.
But I wouldn't put it into fourth. Not on those icy.
But it handles the same way a car. Like you've
just about.
Yeah.
It's even harder. The transition from one gear to the next is not as smooth.
Right.
So
jerk it a little.
By the time I was driving in a car manual, I was ready for it.
Yeah, totally. Well, anyway, I want to thank Tony and Despina, who are two listeners of ours who were very helpful, helping me set up everything and like telling me about ride sharing apps and where to go and all this stuff.
Cool.
So thank you guys. And dude, it was fucking dope, man.
Nice, man.
Good, good to be back. Dude, I have a question for you. So tell me what you think about this. We had this boat ride recommended to us, right? Day-long boat ride. And I don't know why we got it in our head that it was going to be a private boat. Like I sort of knew it wouldn't based on how inexpensive it was.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to be on this boat 9 hours. You get all this food, whatever. And first of all, I had a really bad experience on a boat in the Galapagos recently. Obviously, the Mediterranean is much different than the Pacific Ocean, but I was still sort of like, I'm sort of boated out.
Yeah.
We get to the port in the morning and we like, Hillary describes it as this. She's like, I just see people giving directions to people. There's teenagers on this boat. There was like a bunch of them sort of in not like, and this boat's supposed to be cool too. It wasn't like ghetto or anything, but we basically look at each other. We're like, do we just want to bail on this? Even though we have to pay.
Wow.
And I'm curious what your take is on that. Cause neither of us wanted to be on a boat all day, especially not with a bunch of teenagers and fucking whatever, people we don't know, not having any control over the planned fun.
Yeah.
And we just gave them the money and left.
So you bailed.
So what happened is I basically walked up and I was like, hey, we don't feel comfortable, and paid them. And then like the entire crew tried to convince me. Like, no, it's a beautiful day. No, why? What? Everyone COVID testing. Everyone.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I was like, sorry, like we're just not.
Interesting.
And then we were like kind of shook by that a little bit. We sort of started to like bicker a little afterward, even though like nothing happened. It was just kind of like a jarring experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I went and jumped off a cliff, dude, into the water, which was so sick. I'll show you the picture.
Love that.
And
Love
then
that.
The day sort of started to turn around. But what are your thoughts on something like that?
Well, there's so many things that you just said that struck so many chords
Sorry.
with me. No.
going too
I'm
quick.
I'm going backwards through it. I think that when you're traveling with someone, it's very easy to pull the ripcord on something.
Right.
But
Interesting.
you two had a visual on what the experience was going to look like. So you made a more informed decision than a lazy decision. It's one thing to be hungover in your hotel room and
Right.
say, I don't
Fuck
really
it.
want to,
Totally.
10 a.m., I really don't want to go out on the boat, whatever. And then you bail. And then you feel a little bit guilty as if you've removed a cultural effort from your trip.
Right.
But you guys went all the way there and saw that it was a teen tour. There's nothing. I'd rather hang out with senior citizens on a boat than teenagers. Teenagers
They were with
are,
their parents, but yes, still.
Yeah,
Still.
forget it.
Yeah.
No, that's no good.
Yeah.
So I think you made the right decision. I don't doubt your decision there at all. Especially 9 hours on a boat.
Dude, it's too long.
What are you doing?
It's
What
too
are you
long.
What are both of you doing?
I know, bro. And they like feed you all this shit. Like the move is to just go out for a couple hours, in my opinion.
Yes.
It's cheaper. It's faster.
Yeah. Yeah. Boats can be a trap. So that was the right call.
I think so too.
But then you said too that you started to bicker, and the couple bicker on a vacation together is as inevitable as the sun setting.
That was the only one. It lasted probably for like an hour and a half.
It is impossible to travel, especially to a hot country,
I know.
without bickering. There's that vision of walking through European streets with your t-shirt stuck to your back because you're wearing a backpack and you're both a little
So
lost.
hot.
There's no place to, the bottled water brands are so bad. They all taste a little
Yeah.
chlorinated or something. And there's no way to cool off. There's not that much comfort.
Yeah.
And you just bicker. You start to bicker.
Yeah.
The bickering sets in.
Yeah. It's true.
Let me tell you something.
Little bicker.
Julio, I gotta tell you something. I like America more than other countries.
Really? So what about it? Because I know we can.
Why? What's wrong with Europe?
I love Europe, bro.
Why don't they have stuff? Why isn't it easier?
So it depends. Like this, that's like a blanket statement. I mean, are you talking about Italy?
There's no Whole Foods in Europe.
I mean, they have grocery stores. I get what you're saying though. Like you go one place for fucking
Their produce, their
Meat.
stuff sucks, man.
What?
I find that what's available in terms of healthy food in Europe is not great.
So this is what I would say to that. They haven't had the like health food revolution because their food is just better for you than ours. Like it's like fresher and like, so their unhealthy food is healthier than our unhealthy food. So my theory
Maybe
is
so.
it hasn't gotten pushed enough. Like you can eat that food and like not get disgusting the way you would here for some reason. Combination of factors.
I find you're right. I find that in America it's more polarized. We're at the two extremes, right? So it's either you've got, I mean, not either, but there's in Europe you don't have obesity levels as high, and you don't have food deserts where there's no decent place to buy groceries for 100 miles in any direction. But then you also don't have a Trader Joe's or a Whole Foods,
right,
where you can
buy everything,
get a healthy lunch or get a healthy couple bags of groceries.
Right. You texted me something about the amount of bread you had eaten.
Man, what's up with the bread? Why I was chugging bread for 4 days.
You're in
There's
Italy,
just
dude.
bread in your face all the time.
The food capital.
How do you think I
of
got
the
like
world.
this, bro?
Bread and mozzarella, soft mozzarella cheese.
Mozzarella will kill you, dude. I used to eat a whole mozzarella every day, which I don't know if that's like an obvious what that means. I feel like a whole mozzarella has become more prevalent in the past since I've been an adult. When I was a kid, you couldn't just like buy a mozzarella. Like you'd have to buy a dry one. Like now you can buy fucking fat mozzarella.
They've gotten bigger.
And there must be a lot of lactose in it or something, man, because it's my favorite cheese. But dude, it makes me so gassy, bro. I just
Mozzarella
float away
is
immediately.
just nuts.
It's delicious.
It is nuts. And the problem is, this is what I don't like about traveling, is that you can't rely on any sort of schedule. I found that I didn't know where my next meal was coming from. I kept going to bed at random times and waking up at random times. I'd get hungry at random times. And this is what pisses me off. Italy is closed from like 2 to 7 p.m. The store is closed.
They take a little break.
A little break. 5 hours of the day.
That seems excessive.
Restaurants are not open from 2 to 7 p.m.
Right. They open for dinner.
They're not open from 2 to 7 p.m. Beyond that, I would say 75% of the businesses in Italy where we were are closed for the month of August.
Oh, yeah.
The whole month of August. What are these?
Ferragosto.
Are they all just
Ferragosto.
teachers? What the hell is going on
You get the
here?
month off, bro.
Why?
Southern Europe, you just like, the lifestyle's different, bro. They don't live to work, bro. Or did I say that wrong? They don't work to live? I've never understood
They don't
that.
live to work.
I've never understood that saying.
It was really frustrating. You would miss the window. You'd show up to try to just buy a coffee or something at the downstairs bar at the hotel at 10:30, and we're closed until lunch. There's like a 15-minute window for lunch.
Well, dude, so you just said a bunch of things too that sparked thoughts.
Yeah, we're going
in
to
my
be
mind.
going back and forth. It's
This is
been
great.
too long since we spoke to each other.
I love this. Well, dude, I feel like my response to what you said about sort of the scheduling and the lack of an ability to get into a routine, that's sort of the beauty of traveling, is that many people, and apparently not you, but many people sort of feel boxed in by their routine, and it's nice for them to get out of it. It sounds like you just love your routine, dude.
I cannot overstate how homesick I got. I got homesick.
You weren't
and
even gone that long.
I was gone for 5 days. I was homesick for my Peloton, for my pillow, for my refrigerator and what it contains.
Did you work out?
Yeah, but everyone's drinking all the time.
I know.
On this vacation, it was a wedding,
Yeah.
and we were staying at a hotel with every member of the wedding, of all the guests for the wedding.
And it was at Lake Como, right?
Yeah,
It
so
looked
everyone's
beautiful.
just they're forcing Aperol spritzes down your throat.
Dude, I drank a bunch of Aperol
They're
spritzes
just
too.
shoving them into your hand, and then you drink. You're like, oh, you don't want to be rude, so you drink it, and then you're like, well, now I'm not gonna go run on the treadmill at 2 p.m. I had
dude.
planned
like a
to.
lunatic. Yeah, fuck that shit.
And so then you kind of go swimming in the lake, and you try to just tread water long enough to make yourself feel as though you did something.
You're not gonna derail your fitness in 5 days, especially not you.
It's not even about that for me. It's that I my body works best when I can exercise.
Mhm.
And when I can't, I start to feel sick. I feel out of myself. I feel lost, like I'm sliding down some.
Have you talked to your therapist about this?
She's on vacation. I was supposed to meet with her today.
Fucking Italian
She's
therapist.
up in Europe somewhere. You know? So I don't know, man. I have to say, being over there for the first time made me feel very patriotic. I longed for America and what it provides. And I missed America and I missed my home. And this was also on the heels of me recently doing a road weekend in Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, which had also made me feel this massive wave of patriotism.
Dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun,
I told you about that, right?
Not really. No.
We're walking down the
dude, you
National
didn't.
Mall.
I was gone already.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me.
Well, I went
about
to DC and I went to the Air and Space Museum at the Smithsonian, and
Fun,
then
dude.
I walked down the National Mall from basically the Capitol building to past the the Washington Monument all the way to the Lincoln Memorial,
It's a great walk.
and it was I was breathtaking.
I like DC too.
I was absolutely astonished
Yeah.
from all these scenes from history, these famous black and white photos that you've seen, Martin Luther King addressing the Civil Rights March, and
The people storming the Capitol.
Sure. Exactly. What an iconic moment that is.
Dude, crazy.
As horrifying as
Yeah,
it was,
no,
it's
totally.
iconic.
Yeah.
And this is where it all happened. And I remember being very somber and humbled, staring at the Lincoln Memorial and reading the script on the wall and all of this. And then I felt very proud to be an American. And then I sure enough had to go right off to Europe shortly after that. And I missed our country. I missed it. And I am very glad. I feel very lucky that that's my passport.
Dude, you totally could have worked in the government. Even your look, dude, like you could just be, we could transport you to the 1960s and you could be wearing those little black glasses with the black on top and not on the bottom. And you're just one of the good old boys. You're like, I love our country.
Yes, smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
Don't really know if I work for Big Tobacco or for the NSA.
You have a little clip on the tie that, dude, I
Yeah.
can see it. I can see it now, bro.
Well, okay, so speaking of Big Tobacco, the wedding. I think it's time that we need an insider to take down Big Wedding.
This is what it's become.
We need someone.
You're stressed?
We need someone who works in Big Wedding to come out and say that 90% of wedding dresses are made by children in poor working conditions. They're underpaid. We need someone to say that wedding cakes are the leading cause of cancer in elderly people. We need some kind of whistleblower to come out and topple Big Wedding because it's out of control.
Well, dude, before you continue on this rant, I want you to take one of these Lucy pouches and stuff it in your lip.
Well, that's a good way to
Take a deep breath.
not be taken down by Big Tobacco. That's it.
Kill the stress.
Yeah.
And not get taken down by Big Tobacco.
I love it.
Because I imagine, you were in Europe. I imagine people were busting heaters
sucking 'em
left and
down.
right.
Your clothes smell as you sit in the outdoor cafes.
People love smoking
They're
fucking
just doing
darts
a
out there.
cloud
dude.
of secondhand smoke.
Well, anyway, these Lucy pouches are a great alternative to smoking. They come in 3 different flavors: mango, cool, cider, and spearmint. They also have gum.
Yep.
And this is really good stuff, especially if you're looking to kind of transition to a slightly cleaner habit.
Yeah.
That's tobacco free. And if you use promo code OOPS, you can get 20% off of their products now. So go to lucy.co and use promo code OOPS, and you'll get 20% off all of their products. We definitely recommend trying it out
feel
if
like
you're
I-
looking for something like this.
Walk around the streets of Italy handing these out like some Johnny Appleseed, starting the revolution of health in Italy, getting people off cigarettes. Next thing you know, Whole Foods are going to be sprouting up on every block.
I know, right?
And I'll
You're
finally
manifesting
feel
it.
comfortable being there for 5 days.
Also, I have to give this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains non-tobacco nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Nice.
Okay, so now that you're relaxed, continue on this rant that you have of taking down big weddings.
I am aware. I'm aware that I'm not good at traveling. That it shakes me, and that I am not relaxed. And that fact has been impressed upon me routinely by my girlfriend
Have you always felt this
in
way?
the 48 hours since we got home. No,
Because you used to be you used to shoot from the hip a bit more.
So here's the thing, ready? This is a bit of a privileged stance that I'm taking, and what I mean by that is, I was very lucky as a younger person, as a kid, really, to travel a lot.
So where'd you go?
So my mom, was very, I guess, profoundly francophone. She got her PhD in French and then taught French in college for a couple of years. And
did she speak to you in French?
A little bit, but hers was very academic French. Like she was able to read French philosophers and write these 160 page dissertations on like Voltaire and Rousseau and all this.
Damn.
Super dense. My French, she instilled in me a desire to become bilingual. And the way that I found to do that was by going to this French soccer camp when I was in 6th grade in Bordeaux. I was the only American there. And within 2 weeks, I was very conversational.
Yeah, it's amazing.
No one spoke a word of English. I had no choice. I just soaked it in like a sponge. I went back the next summer for a longer stay. By that summer, I was fluent.
Wow.
And then I carried that conversational French. I reinforced it when I was a junior. I went abroad, studied at a French university, and then became a little more academic, better reading it and all of that bullshit. And
Awesome.
And my French is good. So I actually have a story about this. So, man, this episode's going to be all over the place. I hope people don't mind. All right. Quick aside. I'm in the lobby at the hotel we're at. We're staying at the Hilton in Lake Como, right?
Yeah.
It's not like one of the super nice places like the Villa Urba.
It is not? Okay.
Villa d'Este. I mean, they have some of these.
They have like 5-star fancy.
They have on the lake the most grand hotels that are 100 years old.
Yeah.
$1,600 a night. They have places that
crazy,
the dinner, every entree on the dinner menu is 55 euros or more.
Yeah, Jesus.
Whole trout or whatever the fuck big water fish they have. Jesus Christ, I'm lost. Okay. Spinning the wheels a little too fast.
Too much to talk about, dude. We're bursting.
I know. So I'm in our hotel and I'm trying to get a dinner reservation. It's the last night there. My girlfriend and I have not had any time alone. We've just been so, part of the crazy rush of wedding activities. I was in the wedding, and so it was so fun. And my friend who got married set everything up and had basically stuff planned every night that we were there almost. And so amazing. I mean, there was a big booze cruise on the lake that he did with a live saxophone player and a DJ. That was so fun. I had to speak at that. Which was really fun.
And dude, it was fun that I was able to follow along because I follow a bunch of your friends now. And even though you were sort of you were skimping a bit on the content.
I was
fully updated on everything.
I didn't post anything.
I know you were playing tennis. I know you were on the boat. Yeah. I know everything, bro.
She had a secondary eye into my world. The reason, by the way, that I did not post anything is twofold. One, I don't understand how I can ask my fans, our fans, to support me in my career to the tune of $5, $10, $25 a month on my Patreon, their hard-earned money, if I'm just going to go fuck off to Italy and some ornate vacation for 5 days and sort of miss out on some of my obligations to them.
Two things. I want to interrupt you for 2 seconds. First of all, it's a wedding, so it's different. It would be different if it was just you going on vacation. But secondly, bro, people want to see you fucking live big, man.
Fine.
Like, think about all the people who send Joel Osteen money. They don't care that he has 5 planes. They're like, he should have 5 planes. And so should you, dude.
Maybe you're right about that. You might be right about that. I just think that if I'm posting about it and shoving the incredible luxury of this Lake Como trip in people's faces all the time, they're going to be a little bit miffed.
I understand.
There's a little bit of hypocrisy there in me saying, help me support my career, subscribe to my Patreon, feels...
I feel you.
Like bullshit to me.
I mean, I feel self-conscious even posting Grease stuff because of that. You know what I mean? Like it's different, but like because of more, I guess, for the comedy community. Like I don't want there to be negative repercussions,
right?
Me showing how lavish my
exactly. So we both have our own reasons, and I also think
yours is better though. Your reason is better.
My Instagram account to me is a portal to entertainment. That is my purpose there. It is strictly for the purpose of trying to make people laugh, and whatever. So that's the other reason. And then the second part is there were a lot of people who were invited to this wedding and couldn't make it, whether it was because of COVID issues. Some people have, very close friends of mine have weddings coming up themselves, and the fear of testing positive, because in order to come back from Italy, we had to get a test, even if we were vaccinated.
I know, it's so annoying.
And so we all had to get tested, and the threat of a positive or even a false positive PCR test would mean you'd have to quarantine inside of a hotel room in Italy for 2 weeks. And this was...
Well, you don't have to get PCR, though.
We did rapid.
Yeah, okay.
Whatever it is.
Whatever.
Which are not... Those kick off false positives all the time.
I know.
And so we were all very worried about this because none of us could really afford to be stuck in Italy for 2 weeks.
Totally.
And fortunately, I don't think anybody in the wedding tested positive, which is a miracle.
Excellent.
But I also knew that there were a lot of people that had been hoping to come and just felt like they couldn't because they had things that they couldn't afford to miss should they,
just in case,
even if there was a 1% chance they tested positive over there.
So remember, you had told me that someone was getting married and that's why they didn't. That's why they weren't going to go.
Yeah, exactly.
That happened.
Those
still?
people didn't come because their wedding is like the next week,
right?
And they can't afford to potentially get stuck in Italy and miss their own wedding,
totally,
which they've been planning for months. So I get all that, and then you've got, dude, weddings, man, especially a sick wedding in Lake Como. It becomes this feeding frenzy of posting on Instagram.
Yeah, of course.
It is an absolute downpour. Your feed for 3 to 5 days is clogged. Just one post after another. People were putting up 30 Instagram stories. The little bar in between each one is, you can't even see. They're so small. There's so many of this incredible trip. And I get it. People want to flex. It's fun. This is a special event. I absolutely get it. But there's also this element of FOMO is never worse than for the people who either weren't invited or were invited and couldn't go and have to sit at home and they're doom scrolling, just chugging their own FOMO into this crazy hysteria. And I know that this was happening to people, and my heart kind of broke for them. And I'm not trying to be like self-righteous and say I'm protecting those people. Yeah, I get that. I'm with that too.
I feel you.
But man,
I feel you.
Weddings are just a time to make everyone else feel bad. It's just Instagram really making people feel left out.
Dude, that's funny. I mean, I don't know, dude. I get it from like the friend group angle of people who just couldn't go.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, man.
No, I know.
It's nice that you're compassionate.
No, I mean, look, that was just a small part of it. The bigger issue is I don't want people thinking like, why would I give this guy $5 a month if
when he's balling?
He doesn't need the money. He's going over Lake Como, whatever. Okay, so all right, back to. I'm all over the place here.
It's okay.
I apologize.
No, it's good stuff.
But this is a funny story. I think you're gonna like this.
Okay.
So I'm in the lobby of the hotel. I'm asking the concierge for a dinner recommendation if he can possibly try to get us a reservation somewhere that's a little more intimate and not touristy. A hole in the wall makes great Italian food, whatever. As I'm doing this, there is one of the other concierge women is trying to speak to a disgruntled guest in French. Now, the entire staff spoke very good English, but this woman did not speak very good French.
Okay.
And the French woman, the disgruntled guest, didn't speak either Italian or English. So she's struggling. And I speak French. So I said, if you want me to translate, I will happily do so. And she was like, oh, great. So then she starts explaining to me in English, what do you like, asking this woman, like, what's wrong? Why didn't you like your room? And I say that to her in French. And I felt like when boxers only speak Spanish and they have to have that translator after a fight, Like that, I felt I'd never been a translator before.
He's saying he fall very hard, he very happy.
Yeah, that's it. And you got to remember, sometimes the problem with being a translator is sometimes they'll go on too long.
Right.
And you were like, wait, stop. I need to give him that before I'm not going to be able to remember everything you just said.
Right.
And so,
Pause.
and then you're translating in your head and it's just, I don't know, but it was so fun.
That's great.
But get this. So the woman was mad because she said to me, the photos of our room on the website made the room look a lot nicer than it is. And she was trying to cancel. She had 3 nights.
Yeah.
She had a 3-night reservation, but she wanted to cancel the remaining 2 nights. But the hotel said you booked it through booking.com. It's a third party. We can't cancel it for you. You have to do it through them.
The downfalls of booking.com, man.
So she's super bummed out. And by the way, she is not happy, but she's quiet. She's just like, her whole face is fallen. She's not happy.
How do you say fish in French?
Fish? Poisson.
All right.
Yeah.
She got catfish. Chat et poisson.
Poisson de chat.
Poisson du chat.
Fish of cat. So, okay. So, I wonder what their term would be for catfishing. Maybe they have one.
You start.
I bet that happens in France all the time.
She's saying you guys catfish them. I don't understand that phrase.
With the window view of the lake.
That's hilarious.
So, okay. So by the way, then the hotel tells her, well, would you be willing to let us put you in a nicer room to try to make up for this? So I explained this to her. And by the way, I'm now becoming invested in the negotiations with this woman as if I'm an employee for the hotel.
That's what I'm saying. Whose side were you on?
100% the hotel.
Got it.
Because they're doing their best. This woman,
yeah. It's sorry that you saw the pictures of the room, dude.
Yeah, and also you book through booking.com. You know you're going to get absolutely smoked if you try to leave. So she's like, well, I don't know. They told us that if we tried to upgrade, it would be an extra 60 euros per night. So then I convey that to the hotel. And she says, let me talk to my boss. She explains to the boss. The boss is like, no, we'll give him the better room with a terrace for free. And then I convey this back to the French lady with a little bit of jealousy, like, you didn't fucking offer to give us a room with a terrace for free. And she's like, okay, I guess we'll do it. I was mad. She had just gotten in this hotel room upgrade for free.
That she didn't deserve.
We, meaning me and the hotel staff, we, the employees of the Lake Como Hilton, had bent over to give her this better room for free, and she wasn't even grateful.
Dude.
A terrace?
The French, man. Prickly bunch.
And so she leaves, and I'm like, I'm trying to get her to give me a little bit of excitement. Like, doesn't that sound better? And she's not giving me anything. So she leaves to go get her bags and switch to the other room, and I start talking shit about this woman with the hotel staff. And we're all laughing about it like, can you believe that bitch wasn't grateful about getting a terrace? And I mean, we were having a great time. Now, all of this is to say that this is our last night. We go out to dinner. We arrive back in our hotel room. There is a bottle of chilled Prosecco and 2 champagne glasses from the hotel because of how well I had done as translator.
Dude, that's fantastic.
The last funny part about this
That's
is
great.
Sierra walked in before me and said that her heart stopped because she thought there's no way he's proposing to me in the hotel room.
Dude, that's really funny.
How funny is that?
That's really funny. That's really
Not
funny.
only that, but why would he propose to me at a wedding? That was so much better than what the wedding will be that we have.
She's just worried you completely missed the mark on that. Dude, that is
So
great.
tone deaf. Yeah.
Dude, that happened to me too, actually. Like I was being weird for some reason. I forget what I was doing. Like I was asking questions to the people and I was like trying to change our table and Hillary looks at me and goes, "What are you doing?" And I could tell in her head she thought that like there was a 5% chance that I was going to propose. or
They're
something.
on the hunt, man. We can't shake the stench, the smell of potential proposal. We're in the zone. We're in the zone right now. We're in the blast radius. Anything you and I do, especially me,
I think
at this
especially here,
point is anything out of the ordinary is tipping our cap that we might, God forbid I get nervous about anything. It's like, well, what's the matter? Hands are a little sweaty.
Can't even get on a knee and tie your shoe anymore.
Exactly
it's crazy.
it, man.
Dude, that's great.
So
wait, how many Aperol spritzes did you drink? Did you drink a lot of them?
I don't even
Was that
really
the
like
drink?
them. I don't really like them, and I would only want to have one. It's
they're
not a
sweet.
drink you can have. It's not like beer or wine. Like I'm not gonna have multiple Aperol. There's so much sugar. Champagne, it makes me more hungover than any other alcohol, bar none. More than tequila, more than whiskey.
Me too.
It is just a sickening, head pounding, nauseating hangover. So I really try to stay away from it. But everyone was, that's the drink people were handing out. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd start the night with one of those and then switch something a little more in my comfort zone.
So, dude, it's funny. So, first of all, Hillary says, and she's right about this. The drink I order always ends up being a girly drink. Like I just read the description. I don't know that it's gonna come in like some girly glass with some it's all color, like quote unquote girly. You guys know what I'm talking about, girly drink. So anyway, she always says that about me, which ends up being true and it's hilarious. But I will sort of be like, should I have an Aperol spritz? And then I'll have one, and before you know it, I'm on my third, and I'm just like, I'm a bad bitch. I'm like feeling myself. I'm like, I'm a fucking bad bitch.
Dude, it's something about the color, man.
I know.
I think the color of them really just makes everyone think like, what a fun drink.
I know.
It is hunting cap orange. It looks like the worst order of wing, like a wing challenge at some spicy wing restaurant. It is
So
nuclear orange, and everyone loves them. Now,
So funny.
I would, to stay in the vein of Italy and where we were, there were three drinks that everyone was ordering a lot of. Aperol spritzes, Negronis, which is pure gasoline.
Pure gin.
Pure gasoline.
They are good though.
And then espresso martinis.
Got it.
And
Trifecta.
I would have one espresso martini after dinner. And I mean, the first night we got there, there's so much to talk about on this trip.
Dude, I know. It was really fucking great. I had a great time too on my trip, and I was proud of myself because I only packed carry-on. Now I was only gone, or I was gone for 10 days. So that becomes challenging. Carry-on.
That's a long trip
For a
10
carry-on.
days. Did Hillary?
No, Hillary bought a big ass suitcase, but we didn't combine our stuff. But dude, the perfect item for a carry-on trip when you need a bathing suit and you need shorts for dinner.
100%.
Bird dogs, baby.
Yep.
Bird dog shorts. I brought a pair of bird dogs, and they functioned as both my bathing suit and my shorts for dinner. And I was able to make it through the trip without needing to do laundry.
I brought 3 pairs of bird dogs, and I went through all of them twice.
Dude, it's great.
I mean, they are soiled.
So versatile.
I might have to throw them out.
So
to be honest with
versatile.
you.
So go get yourself some bird dogs.
Yeah, we love the bird dog shorts. They've got joggers coming out.
I'm excited.
Dude, the joggers are sick.
Awesome.
They are sick joggers. I'm telling you, I've seen these joggers from Bird Dogs. They are the absolute bee's knees. They got that perfect cuff around the ankle, just in case you want to sneak into a movie theater and your pockets aren't big enough to hide all the candy. You can actually stuff it into your pants and it won't fall out your feet.
Dude, hilarious.
Giving you away, blowing your cover.
Dude, one of our listeners in Saudi Arabia was telling me how him and all his boys, you talked to this guy too, all order all the bird dog shit, and they're paying like fucking straight up tariffs on this stuff, dude. Like they're like, they just love the bird dogs over there so much that they're fucking ripping them. I hope you guys are using the promo code OOPS and getting your little free shit on the side too.
That's it.
We don't know what it is. Let us know.
Birddogs.com, promo code OOPS. You'll get some fun stuff. Enjoy.
Dope.
All
Sorry,
right.
so I interrupted you.
Let's
What were you
back
saying?
up a second.
Yeah.
So this packing thing is a really interesting one, which is, my poor girlfriend knows that if I'm carrying on and she's not, that's probably going to be an issue.
Because you don't want to wait for your bag with her?
The
Or
whole
for her
point
bag?
of carrying on is to not have to wait for your bag when you land.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Which also, are you guys both global entry?
yes,
Because it's the same thing with that. Like if you're
if
traveling
one
with someone
person
who
is
doesn't,
not. So when we landed back in America, thank God we were global entry. We were through passport control,
right? 2
customs.
seconds.
I'm talking 30 seconds.
It's amazing. I
The
know.
line for American citizens returning from other countries, 35 minutes.
Dude, yeah, it's so beat, man.
And we had a friend who lives near us that we were splitting an Uber home with, and we waited for him.
Bro, you should have made him download the mobile passport app. You don't need global entry. It gets you in just like global entry. Next time,
I'll let him know.
mobile passport, you skip the line as well.
Global entry is one of the single greatest
I agree.
commitments. You got to do it.
So the only reason, like, I wouldn't have gotten it because of that mobile passport app, but the pre-check and global entry coming, like you can't, if you travel at all, you need both of those things.
Yeah.
Pre-check is life-changing.
I don't know how you could live without pre-check, but if you do global entry, it gives you pre-check.
Exactly.
Whereas if you just do pre-check, you don't,
You don't
get global entry.
You need to do it.
Yeah.
Because dude, not taking your shoes off for security and not having to take your computer out is just the biggest fucking game changer in the world.
Totally. Yeah.
So
I
sorry.
just also think they're a lot less strict about looking for weed with people with TSA pre-check.
So dude, our pal Danny Palmer says he was looking on the TSA website and they specifically say we're not looking for drugs. I don't know if that's like a trap.
I think that's in American airports.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know about Italy.
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't realize you were talking about international.
No, but I mean, in Italy, it's weird. All the laws are so different. Like in Italy, you still have to put your liquids in plastic bags.
I know. It's annoying.
And as long as they're under 3.5 ounces, whatever. Everyone knows this shit. Okay.
What were you saying about packing though?
Okay. So we went for 5-6 days or whatever, but it's all wedding events.
Mhm.
My girlfriend heroically managed to fit everything into a carry-on.
Wow. And you guys had like fancy clothes too. Like I'm surprised.
She's got to bring dresses.
Yeah.
We had a garment bag each.
Because you had to wear a tux, or you didn't have to wear a tux.
No.
But I saw you guys had like groomsmen outfits.
Yeah, they were cool.
They were
Just
cool.
a really light blazer with some linen cream-colored pants.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, I have relented now. That I used to think, that if we went on a trip and she couldn't fit everything into a carry-on, that's because she was being undisciplined. Women,
They have so much more
they
stuff. need
need more, and
more stuff.
they're not being undisciplined.
Definitely not.
The dresses just take up so much room.
Dude, you're
The
like,
outfits, the amount of outfits, they
You can't
need
do
more
it.
stuff. They can't wear bird dogs every day
Yeah, exactly.
like we do. For
it's
every
different for
occasion.
broads.
Yeah.
Totally, bro.
So I give in. I get that she may need to check a bag and I don't. But get this, dude. So we flew over on Emirates.
Mhm.
And
Both ways?
yeah.
Cool.
On the way there, as I was checking in the night before our flight, I saw an upgrade for not that much money.
You son of a gun.
Well, because our flight to Italy was like
Hard.
30% full.
Oh, wow.
Dude, I'm telling you, 70% empty.
That's crazy.
And so I thought about potentially trying to get us both in a row by ourselves so we could lie down and coach. But then I thought, you know what? It's been a good month. And by the way, the deal to upgrade to business was not much.
Really?
It was so much less than what the cost of business tickets were originally, because I looked.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't tell my girlfriend, and I upgraded.
Wow, dude, that is such a fucking. Did
But
you
get
think
this.
you were proposing again?
Yeah. But dude, this is where it gets really
the
fun.
best business class.
This is where it gets really fun. So we took an Uber to the airport with that same friend that we took the Uber home with, who lives right near us, and he had done the upgrade as well because I had told him about
Both
it.
ways?
Just the way there.
Okay.
But he did the upgrade, and so we were both very excited about this because I never fly business
And bro,
class.
it's an overnight flight. Like you need the way there to Europe. You like,
Yeah.
it's the time to
and you're
splurge.
going for a short time, and we're in the wedding, so we've kind of got to be
You gotta
on
be.
it as
You
quickly
gotta
as
be
possible.
fresh. You gotta be fresh.
And our flight left at 11.
Yeah. You get there the next
so
day.
you can really, I mean, that's a lot of the other flights that were going were leaving at 6 o'clock, which it's hard to
It's
sleep
harder. Yeah.
on those early ones. we were hoping to just sleep, and I can't sleep on planes unless I'm lying down or whatever. So we upgrade. Now, my buddy, I said to him, don't tell my girlfriend that I've upgraded her. And he was like, okay, I won't even tell her that I have.
Ah, solid.
So we're going to the airport, and he and I start giving her shit about how uncomfortable we're going to be on the flight. Because she's in the middle seat next to me. So I'm like, look,
That's great.
unfortunately, I've been doing a lot of shoulder exercises, so you leaning on my shoulder is not going to be that comfortable. Like, but you know what? We'll suck it up. When we get there, we'll nap. We'll probably be fine. It's just, it is what it is. We're going to have to just suck it up. And we are absolutely leaning into we are relishing this. And she's like, why are you guys making this worse? Why are you raising my anxiety about this? And we're like, no, we're just being realistic. We got to prepare ourselves. We got to suck it up. We get to the airport. We go get a beer, whatever. We then,
So did she not even realize? Did you guys check in normally because of this?
This is the thing, dude. The amount of my dream was that somehow we would make it onto the airplane without her knowing.
Yeah, yeah.
But there were, I'm not kidding you,
red flags.
100 places between us and the getting on the plane where the goose was to be cooked, where it would be revealed. So
because you could go in the economy check-in line to keep the gag going.
we did. And so did my friend,
dude. That's
because he was all in on this.
How fun is that? This is so fun.
So we go to the economy check-in line, right? I'm checking in, and I'm certain the woman behind the counter is going to get our passports and be like, "Wait, what are you doing here? You guys have business class. Go in that line."
You're like, it's a surprise.
She doesn't. Yeah, and by the way, you can't exactly whisper like, "Don't give away" at the airport. Like, keep it secret who we are. Like, that's fucking shady. So she somehow magically takes both my passport and my girlfriend's passport and then hands the tickets back to me. Now, I see on the tickets immediately, there's business written in big bold letters.
So you hang on
I
to it?
grab them from her and fold them as fast as possible. Girlfriend doesn't see it.
Unbelievable.
So that's one down, right? Then we go to the security line, and sure enough, there's a business line and a TSA pre-check, fortunately. So I take the tickets out again and sort of secretly show them to the TSA pre-check lady. She lets us through, doesn't say anything. Then we get up to the person who scans your ticket and your passport. And once again, I'm sure that here it's going to show up on the screen or something when we scan them, like business class. We're going to be screwed. No words, nothing gets us through. We go through the security. We make it through. We get all the way to the bar.
Did you board later on purpose?
We took a huge risk. We wanted to enjoy all of the privileges of this business class upgrade, one of which, of course, is the lounge.
Yeah. And
we were hoping, is there any way we can use the lounge without showing our hand? We go up to the lounge. By the way, she's right on my shoulder. I hand the tickets to the lounge guy, and he goes, "Oh, this doesn't actually work here." And I had told my girlfriend the reason I thought we would have lounge access was because of the credit card that I had.
Oh, that's a good lie.
I was like, I think I get once a year, I get me plus a guest. And the guy was like, "No, it doesn't work here, unfortunately. You don't have access.
You have to be first class."
I don't even know what it was, but you had to be a member of their program or something like that. But even then, we didn't get revealed.
Okay.
And so we go back. We go to some shitty airport bar. Everything else is closed at this point at JFK because it's late. So we ate terrible food. And by the way, this was how devoted we were to the ruse. I knew we would get really good food in our seats, but we didn't want to reveal that. So my girlfriend's like, we got to eat dinner before we get on the plane so we can sleep. So we all committed to eating this horrible fucking food at this bar. I had a steak sandwich. It was dog shit. And
but they say two things that are important with this. First of all, Emirates, even the coach food in Emirates is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But also, They say that if you eat the food when you're in the air, you get bloated as fuck for like 18 hours.
Oh, is that so?
And I think it's actually true. Like in a way where like there's something about eating at that elevation that like makes it sit weird with you. Just saying. I know you guys wanted to look hot in your picks.
Well, interesting.
So it probably worked out.
That's a fair point.
Anywho.
So we go to our gate to board, and my girlfriend runs into a Hudson News to grab bottles of water. And she's like, we need these for the flight. And I was like, I feel like they're going to have water for us, knowing we're going to have whatever we want.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it's not going to be enough. We need water. So while she goes to buy these bottles of water, I take our tickets and I go through the security line because I'm afraid that it's going to show up on the scanner. And I go through and I'm like, yeah, my girlfriend's just coming. She'll be right back behind me. And they're like, okay, well, wait right here. So I wait at the top of the.
But did you wait for like people to start boarding already and you went later? Or you
people
went,
had been boarding. We were towards the end.
Smart.
But I go through
Mm-hmm.
and then I wait for her at the top of the gangway, whatever the fuck it is. And she then shows up and gets in line and I'm like, come on. And she comes through and she's like, why didn't you wait for me? And she's almost mad, understandably.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was nervous. I get nervous and whatever, make this thing up. So we are now walking onto the plane and I'm still like, there's no way for it. How far can we take this?
I mean,
I show our tickets to the woman greeting us on the plane. She goes, okay, you're just taking a right here and then sitting there. And I'm like, okay, good. We walk onto the plane. My friend, his seat is directly in front of ours and he's already sitting in it.
Okay.
So we see him and I go, dude, how did you get this? And he was like, I don't know. They just upgraded me somehow. And my girlfriend's like, what? And we're like both so jealous.
Dude,
and I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, are you kidding me? How lucky is that? He's like, yeah, dude, I don't know. And I'm like, all right. So we walk past him and we get past him and I go, well, it's a good thing we're sitting right here.
Dude. I was thinking you were going to tell me you botched it. You pulled it off.
Dude, we made it to our seat.
You son of a bitch.
We made it to our seat without her knowing.
Unreal.
And we sit down. She's like, what is going on? And I'm like, yeah, I upgraded us. Like, and my friend and I were like high-fiving,
Dude, that's
they bring us
fucking
glasses
awesome.
of champagne. She's almost in tears because we were laying into her so hard with how much she forgot her neck pillow. She forgot good headphones.
And bro, they literally come
provide
make your
all
bed.
of this.
They ask you, are you ready for us to make your bed, right?
Brought a lot. They gave us mattresses.
Yeah, they bring you a mattress.
Dude,
on Emirates.
it was, and now, I mean, she is absolutely glowing. She can't believe it. All of our prayers have been answered. And now, right, I am pressing the up chair button and down. And they're like, you can't go down yet until the plane's in the air. And I'm like, okay, fine. Then they walk away and I like sink back down because I'm just having so much fun playing with these things. Dude. And
the headphones are sick too.
The headphones are
Bose,
amazing.
like,
a billion movies. They have little shaving kits with all the amenities you could possibly want for.
And they're like designer too, right? There's
exactly. Ours was Bulgari or whatever the hell that brand is. So, it's amazing. And then, of course, being that we're there, I feel like I have to cross every box. So I ended up ordering a full dinner.
Yeah, of course. You have to.
And then in addition to the champagne, I then had like an old fashioned, which was really well made.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like the flight attendants in business class are like mixologists.
I know, dude. It's another level.
Dude, it was full blown royalty. It was just beyond belief. And apologies if I sound like I'm whatever, but
it's special, bro.
It was really amazing, and we did it, and I ended up sleeping at least 3 or 4. Part of me didn't want to sleep at all because I didn't want to miss a moment of this experience.
I mean, one reason why people are reluctant to travel is they're just afraid of leaving their home. They're afraid of, leaving their stuff, what's going to happen when I'm away, making sure their stuff's secure. And that's why we recommend that if you're looking to set up some kind of home security system, we suggest you do it with a company called Simply Safe that we have just started working with. The company was started by two individuals, Chad and Eleanor, whose neighbors had their house broken into, and they decided that they were going to start this cool, snazzy company to help you set up any sort of home security system that you might need for a variety of different reasons. Whether it's a fire or a burglary or medical emergency, Simply Safe has highly trained security experts ready for whenever you need them. And because you're listening to this podcast, you can save 20% on your Simply Safe security system and get your first month completely free when you sign up for interactive monitoring service. Just visit simplysafe.com/oops to customize your system and start protecting your home and family. Simplysafe.com/oops. Dude, it's crazy how they pull out all the stops. Like, I flew economy on Emirates on the way back from Greece, and it was by far the best economy flight I've ever taken. And they say that. Like, Emirates is the pinnacle of
really
travel.
good.
Like, and for first class, I can't even imagine. And dude, Hillary also took advantage of that and upgraded herself because we didn't fly together to Europe.
Oh.
Which is an interesting thing. But she was like traveling alone, whatever. And I was so psyched for her when she was sending me screenshots of her with the headphones on. And like, I heard about the whole experience that apparently you got. I was the only sucker fucking flying economy over there.
Yeah.
But like you said, I picked my own row. So I was fully,
That's
great.
great.
I had 3 seats on the way there.
It's just as good.
And I was late. It's not as
not as good.
But
I don't know why
but
you
it was
said
good.
that. It's not even close.
I was able to sleep a bit before. It's not even close. Before I got to Barcelona.
Yeah.
Incredible. Let me ask you a question though. So on the way home on my Emirates flight, the night before I looked at the seat map and I specifically, so on an international flight, there's usually a middle area and 2 side areas.
Yeah.
No one picks the middle. So if you're on a flight that isn't 100% occupancy, you can get a middle row to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the question that I have for you.
Yeah.
I had claimed this middle row. There's no one sitting next to me. And immediately I laid down to make sure that no one would like move their seat, whatever. And I was horizontal for like 3 hours. I finally sit up, and then all of a sudden these people from the row behind me like put their kids in the row next to me that I had already claimed.
In the seat next to you?
No, so like there's 4. So in the 2 seats to the far
Near
right.
the window.
Yeah, there's no window. We're in the middle. We're in the middle.
You're saying okay, so it's like
3 and 4. 3 seats on the left side of the window.
4 in the middle.
4 in the middle where there's no
3
window.
and they put their kids
In the 2.
next to the seats among the 4.
Yes. And
That's totally unacceptable.
after I had already claimed the seats. If these are open, and the kid was like bashing his pillow, watching
That's
his
nuts.
brother play on an iPad. And I was like, this is fucked up. So you know what I did?
You killed them.
I stared at them and they got scared of me.
And did they leave?
Yep.
Wow. That's pretty savage.
Because bro, this way, if the parents are like, what's wrong? They're like, that man's staring at us. Like they can't prove that I was actually staring at them.
Yeah.
And they might think that the kids were just being weird. But dude, I death stared them. And these kids were like 7 and 5 years old. I fucking, like, that's one of those moments they'll never forget, dude. Like the time where the guy told me I cut the line and I sprinted crying to my parents. That's this moment for these kids.
Oh, good.
I stared at them.
Well, let them start a podcast 15 years from now and tell this story. That would be fun. That is really weird, though, because the parents are just kicking their problem to you.
Yeah. And I was like, this is not going to happen. So I was able to get them out.
So, okay. I
Sorry.
have one final thought, which is that you on the way back, they did have the same offer for the same amount of money. And I had paid some nominal fee for us to have an extra legroom seat on the way home.
Okay.
And the problem with flying business class is that once you've flown it, you never want to fly anything else again. And it took every single ounce of self-restraint for me not to upgrade us on the way home.
So here's the thing though, that on the way home, you like want to stay awake because if you can stay awake, you just your clock's reset and you're back in that.
It's a much easier flight.
So it's not as bad to not have it on the way back.
You don't need it as
Europe.
you don't get as much of an advantage from flying home as you do there. But even so, it's still 8 hours. It's a longer flight home due to the headwind.
Yeah.
So it's still an enormous amount of time where you would much desire to be as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
And my friend on the way home, he upgraded again,
Son
and
of a
we
gun.
didn't.
Son of a gun.
And I have to say, to my girlfriend's credit, not a peep, not a complaint, not a, well, really, we're not, especially since we had done it on the way there. You know,
Nothing.
She had no thought of, or did not say anything like, you know, couldn't we, or anything like that. No guilt. But man, it was tough. But then we got home, and after 5 days in Italy of paying for every damn meal, drinks, getting my face ripped off, all of this with how expensive things were, I felt the same way for having turned down that upgrade as I do leaving Las Vegas, where you somehow manage to walk out with some tenth of your money left in your pocket, and you don't put it on the blackjack table.
You made a
as
sacrifice.
you go home. I felt like I had won.
Yeah.
And I left with my some measure of my dignity intact. And
By taking one for the team, dude.
that was a pretty good feeling.
That's
so
good, man.
yeah.
It's funny. This has become like the planes and weddings podcast.
We talk a lot about
These
that.
are our
I know.
two favorite things right now. No, but it's good. I have a plane question for you before we wrap things up here.
Yeah.
Is it better to, and we're talking economy flight here. Is it better to have your own row, but there's a kid directly in front of you? You don't know how the kid's behaved, but you just know that he's there, he or she. You don't know anything about this kid, but it's a kid. And it's like a kid that, say it's a 3-year-old, say it's somebody who's doesn't have any volume control yet.
Antsy.
Or you're in a full row, but there's no kids.
Again, I'm a little confused. You say you have a row, but there's a kid in front of you?
A kid in the row directly in front, in the seat directly in front of you, there's a kid. There's a 3-year-old. Or you have a row with other people in it, but there's no kids anywhere.
Oh, I'll take the full row and bet on the kid.
I think
I'd
you're
bet on
right.
the kid.
I think the kid is the variable there, and you just are like, maybe this kid will be good.
Yeah, you hope he's all right. And kids do sleep, you know?
Yeah, that happened to me, and I was thinking about this because the kid was being really loud at first, but like you said, he was out for like a good period of time.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to like start manifesting him choking.
Or you can just pop your head over and stare at him till he stops.
Yeah, but
There you go.
3-year-olds, it doesn't work on 3-year-olds, dude.
No, they think you're playing a game.
They're not socially aware yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you think? We wrap it up?
Man. Yeah, sure. I have
We'll
so much more to say.
We have a lot more to say. We'll keep going on the next one.
Yeah.
To be continued.
Come back on Thursday because we got lots to tell you guys about.
Oops, the podcast. Guys, if you don't follow our Instagram, please follow our Instagram. Get in the mix with us. I think like a big component of this podcast is I'll go out and say our awesome social media stuff.
Credit Chris.
Doctored by Chris,
All
who is
credit to Chris.
the mixologist of that realm, of that cocktail.
And Ryan helps too.
And Ryan as
Shout out
well,
Ryan.
our lovely and trusted intern.
Mm-hmm.
So go follow us at Oops the Podcast. Email us your stories. We love reading them. oopsthepodcast@gmail.com. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I'll
Francis?
be in Springfield, Massachusetts at the MGM Roar Comedy Club at the Springfield MGM Casino on the Saturday of Labor Day weekend. So if you've got nothing going on, come out.
Get in there.